Mr. De Silva, second by Dr. Morty. Agenda questions. Please limit your questions at this time to resolutions under new business on this agenda. As a matter of fairness, you are asked to limit your questions to no more than 1 and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you are here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you are here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes, and please specify the resolution you are referring to in your question. Please.
Is my name already there? No?
I'm sorry.
Okay, Evelyn Lockbarrow, 43 Thunderhead Place. Item 16A, the resignation of Rita McDonough. I just wanted to know, how many people from the science department have we lost recently? Because it seems like we've lost quite a few.
People have chosen to move on for a variety of reasons. Mrs. Lockbauer, and how many, I don't know.
No, I didn't ask for the reasons. I
No.
just asked about how many. You don't know.
I don't know.
About how
I preface my answer with the beginning, and the end is we don't know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yes, Marcus?
No, Carlos doesn't have anything to say right now, as long as the mic's
Just
working.
Dr. Schoen, do you have anything for us this evening?
I don't. I'm good to go this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Bleeker?
No report this evening.
Okay. Mr. Fair?
You'll notice all the supervisors as well as me are listed to go on recruiting events at local colleges. I apologize for those being on the agenda last minute. We just found out about some of those dates yesterday, so that's why they're on here now. But I'm excited to actually go out there and look for new talent.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. President's report this evening. The only thing that I have to report on is the blood drive that's going to take place. Our student government hosts the Mahwah High School blood drive every year. And the blood drive is going to take place on March 15th from 8 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. And you should have received something via email regarding that with consent forms for your students if they'd like to donate blood. Board committee reports. Do we have any reports this evening? Anyone?
Policy has a second reading and adoption of 3 policies on tonight's agenda. Policy 1510, Americans with Disability Act. Policy 2418, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, and Policy 8330, Student Records.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Do we have any board member remarks or additional comments on any non-agenda items? Thank you very much. Fantastic. Old business. Let's see, we have old business. May I have a motion to proceed? Mr. Wendrikowitz, and second, Mr. Denise. 14A and B. Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky.
Is this for A and B?
Yes.
Abstain on A, yes on B.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Mavritish.
Yeah.
Dr. Morthy.
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Denise.
Yes?
And Ms. Barron.
Yes. Now I'd like to take 15A through R. May I have a motion to proceed on that? Dr. Murphy, and second? Anyone, second, going once, going twice. Mr. Gallo, second. Thank you very much. Do you have any discussions or comments? Yes, Mr. Wendrikowitz.
I will be abstaining on 15P and 15Q. There's plenty of time for this.
Just a quick question. So, Dennis, you mentioned that the college recruitment, this is to look at hires to the district.
Yes.
And do you have, what are the schools you're looking at?
We're going to TCNJ, William Patterson, Rutgers, Ryder. I'm missing one more.
This one is 300 miles out. Where's that?
That's all of them.
Total.
Combined.
You combined them?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
course. Mr. Gallo?
Yes, except I'm abstaining on A, check number 085450.
Thank you. Mr. Kazmarski?
Yes.
Ms. Mavricish?
Yes.
Dr. Morphy?
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz?
Yes, except these abstentions.
Thank you. Mr. De Silva?
Yes.
Mr. Denise?
Yes.
And Ms. Barron?
Yes. Okay, let's see, we've got public questions, this portion, this,
16 minutes.
oh, sorry, we do 16, sorry. Excuse me.
There's serious issues on this
Oh,
board
my
too.
goodness, just so there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
We have 16A through L, please, may I have a motion to proceed? Mr. Kazmarski and Mr. Gallo second, thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments from board members on any of these items? Okay, do you take a roll call, please?
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarski?
Yes.
Ms. Mavricish?
Yes.
Dr. Morphy?
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz?
I'll vote no on F, 16F, G, H, K, and L.
16F, G, H, K, and L, no vote.
Yes.
Yes on all others? Mr. Wendrikowitz?
I'm sorry?
Yes on all others?
Yes.
Mr. De Silva?
Yes.
Mr. Denise?
Yes.
And Ms. Barron?
Yes. Public questions or comments. Note this section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes.
Evelyn Slomborough, 43 Thunderhead Place. I just wanted to find out, that we talked about the negotiations with the teacher contract and that it would be settled, but I don't believe that we actually ever discussed when it was settled. Was it settled? What is happening?
I'll be more than happy to field it. Yes, the contract is not settled yet. There is a memorandum of agreement in place, which means the negotiation committee of the board and the MEA negotiation committee said yes to the terms that they discussed. Probably ended about 4 a.m. On January 18th, because I believe we met on the 17th. Both sides have the opportunity to put together salary guides. The MEA has worked on their salary guide piece. The board has the opportunity to review that and has looked to work with New Jersey school boards to do so. Once the salary guide is in place and we're happy, then the MEA will vote. They'll bring their leadership, all the members together, and they'll vote. And once they vote and it's an affirmative, then it comes to the board. And then the board votes, and once the board votes, then the settlement terms and everything included within it become public. Prior to that, the negotiations committee nor the MEA can talk about their terms, even with their own members. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. It's a good one, but it is a typical one as the process moves forward, so we hope it ends soon.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Councilman Steve Savara, how are you? The last time I was here, last meeting, I invited you to a council meeting that we were going to be discussing affordable housing. I did see Kim and I saw Mike show up, although you were cowering in the back row. You wanted
Like
come
kids,
up
sit in the
and
back.
be involved. You could sit in the front. I sit in the front, you guys can sit in the front.
forget
next time
me?
you come.
All right, next up.
And Pete was there also.
Mike was back then.
I hope you found that presentation a bit informative. There's a lot of stuff that was going on, and there were some questions from the public about how it's going to affect the schools going forward and such. And those are the reasons why, like I said, I think it would be wise if we had a liaison from the school board to just come and sit in on meetings, because you never know what's going to come up that might affect you, or some things that you may want to hear. Ironically, when we opened it to the public after we did the presentation on affordable housing, the first 5 or 6 people that came up, as you know, asked us questions about cell phone towers, especially in the Masonicus area, because they have some areas where you can't get cell phone service, and it's become a pressing issue. Something that's been in front of the council for a long number of years, and we never could come to agreement as to where we're going to put a cell phone tower. Now, cell phone towers, as I've understood it, have changed, and it's not as, you're not going to get radioactive waves, and, it's not going to do bad things to you. They've made a lot of progress in that. There was a discussion about a piece of property that the Board of Education owns.
Wetlands.
Regardless of what it is, there was a discussion about it, and this is another situation where if the liaison was there, they can bring it back to you and talk to you guys about it. I will say that we did approve at that meeting a contract for a cell phone company not in the Masonicus area to come in and renew their cell phone tower. And it's a pretty lucrative business. The town is getting, I believe, for the contract, $120,000 a year for that. So if this was something that you had property and you would want to do, I know that there's a lot of issues in town about getting extended and better service. If you got land and you want to do that, we could work together and we can, have people come to you and make a presentation to you about doing something like that. And you obviously, as the school board, would generate the revenue and keep all the revenue for that. So, like I said, Kim, it makes sense to have somebody here at our meetings to see what's going on. Now, we went till about 1:15 in the morning that day. That's a little bit unusual. We usually only go till 11.
You would clue me in if something happened that we should be aware of at that hour.
Correct.
Thank you.
But literally, we didn't actually start our meeting till 11 o'clock at night after all of the presentations and questions and answers were done. That's not normal. We usually get out of there 11, 11:30, not like tonight when we're going to walk out of here. But you don't have to stay for all of them. But just like I said, it just makes sense to coordinate things and talk about things, and you get a better understanding of what goes on with us. And when the public comes to us and asks requests that we may not have an answer for, and you guys could discuss it if it benefits you.
The information about the cell tower and the conversation was brought to us almost live.
Yeah.
That evening.
Well, we do stream it too, the meetings.
No, actually, we have board members who stream it.
Yeah.
So they let us know what's going on as it's happening. We're aware of it. I know that Kyle is in the process of just gathering some research and seeing what the board would like to consider. It has been considered in the past, as you have addressed it.
Right.
It hasn't been something that's been embraced, but that doesn't necessarily mean between 2008 and now that there may not be a different outcome. But that's up to you.
It's one of the new big issues, especially in that particular
But
area.
I think what I appreciate most is that you put it back where it belongs, and right now it is land that the board owns, and you said they've got to talk about it, and they will absolutely be in the process of doing so.
Perfect, and if I can do anything for you guys, just let me know.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Bill had mentioned at the meeting about being approached by a cell phone tower developer, whatever happened with
We
that?
have on a number of occasions. The last one that came in front of us actually wanted to put a cell phone, a specific, and it's not what we consider a normal cell phone tower.
Not in this area,
No, it was,
Oh.
it was actually on Industrial Avenue, but it was right in the right of way. They wanted it right on the road. And we don't want to put cell phone towers right near the road. I mean, we want to, if we could, put it back behind an area. So they're going to be coming back eventually, because I know that they've been putting these things up in other towns in the area they want. There's a large demand as technology and cell phone service and things, and different ways that technology changes. There's been a lot of people coming to us. Yeah, and Bill said that he's had people, and normally they come, once that happens and he thinks it's worthwhile, they'll bring it in front of the council. Another reason why you
Yes.
have a liaison. But yes, thank you for coming, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Steve.
I think about 10 or 15 years ago, don't hold me to it, you look back at the minutes, you'll see that it did come before the board. And at that time, I don't remember the real reason why we did pursue it. Part of the problem was that the town has the final say if a cell tower goes up. We can't on our own say, okay, you can put one on our property. We have to get permission of the town. And I can't exactly remember the reason we backed away from that. But part of it was the wetlands, part of it may have been the council at that time was not agreeable to it. You'd have to check back on the minutes on that.
Thank you, thanks for that info.
Where is
The woods.
To the right of, when you're going, I guess where the
North
fields
on
are, the
Fairmont,
baseball fields
somewhere.
are, yeah.
Right
Just
here, Seacrest
beyond the
Farms.
fields.
Seaport Farms.
Oh, to the right or left?
Left.
Gotcha,
If you're
Left
going
side of
north on
Fairmont Road.
okay.
East side, you wanna-
Mount.
If we get to that point, Rick, and for everybody's purposes, we'll give you, we'll give you an aerial, and we'll show you exactly where the land is and what it looks like, and what this would look like, and the fact that.
With our drone.
With our drone, I didn't even think
Well,
of that.
I will say in the past with the cell phone towers, while we did have a lot of people that showed up in favor of putting it up there because they can't get cell phone service, and in the past, you'd get those people, and then as soon as you decide you want to do something, you get the other people that didn't want it. So, I mean, even though you may want to put it up there, you still may have people showing up saying, no, we don't want it in our backyards, it hurts property values. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but they've made significant changes to the look and the feel of what a cell phone tower is like nowadays versus back then when we were first discussing
Have
it.
they changed the ordinance
Which one?
regarding our ability to put up our tower and operate without permission from the town?
I will look into that. I didn't even know that there was an ordinance that said that, to be honest with you. That had to be before my day. But
It was.
I'll look into that.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? That's it, okay, thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. De Silva, second by Mr. Ballard. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.